Hey, I'm Eric with District 82 Pinball with a tech video. I am working on Skateball. The issue is actually pretty simple. The upper left flipper is what I call machine gunning, okay? So basically, oh, and there, now it's working, but it's not working. So most of the time, that's gonna be the low hold winding is not working properly on that coil. And so I'm just going to replace the coil. I will look at the low hold winding on the coil itself to see if I can repair it. But in the meantime, I'm just going to replace that coil and then just double check the wires, make sure that they're on tight. Okay, so this is what it looks like from the bottom side. You hit the flipper and it just activates. So what's happening is the high power is activating, it's pulling it in, which then that opens up to disable the high power. But then there's no low power to keep it open. So then it drops back again, which re-enables the high power, which opens it, which then cuts off the high power, and then it goes back and forth. That's what's happening. So the low hold winding on this coil is most likely broken off, and it's just quicker for me to replace this coil and look at it later, so I can get this game back up and running. All right, so I've got a new coil here. They both have the same numbers. You just want to make sure that they match. So they're compatible with each other. And the way I personally do it is I just take off one wire at a time. And then it's a good idea just to double check to make sure that if you're just gonna like swap this over, you just wanna make sure that the diodes are the same orientation, so you put the wires in the same lugs. All right, that's really important on this game. Actually, all games. Okay, I replaced the coil. Here's the old one. And then we're just gonna double check it. It's not machine gunning. This is a very easy fix and a very easy diagnostic on what is actually the problem. Because if it's doing that, either you got one of the wires broken off, but typically it's the low hold winding on this, and I'll show you what that is. It's a double wound coil, right? And you got that red wire right there under the diode. That's like the thick one, and then you got this really thin one over here that's green with my thumb. And you can kind of see that really thin wire. So the thin wire goes from here to the center, and the thick one goes from the center to the outside edge. And it wraps around the coil. That thin one wraps around 5,050 times. And if it breaks anywhere in there, it's going to do that. And it's usually broken right at the lug. So I'm going to tug on both those, see if I can get it to one of them to let loose, and then sand it and resolder it and maybe save the coil. If not, it's a done coil, and I'll throw it in the garbage. But I'm Eric with District 82 Pinball in De Pere, Wisconsin.